Right, hello back everyone. Let's continue playing OTTD Waterworld. And again, as a quick intro for those of you who have not been following religiously, we are having a look at dots. So basically we have this big old map. It's a 1K by 1K map, quite a few islands, some small ones. We have a short of 300 towns, give or take 1,000 odd industries, although many of these are not primary industries. And the goal is that we connect all primary industries to something and all towns. So we're kind of making progress, and I was working on this island, but it's not fully done yet. So what we need to do now is to exploit the two coal mines. Yeah, we have two coal mines, one iron mine, and basically get all the ports working. So I had to start my laptop because BIOS update and like joys of having a relatively new laptop. So okay, we have a lot of ports here. That's actually a lot of ports. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of an unfortunate layout because ports being primary industries, we have to take them, but there's actually not much need for what they offer beyond a certain point because I need to take the music down a bit. So the issue is that obviously they only do. Okay, I'm kind of hoping you can hear some form of music. They only do supplies and chemicals. So there's need for chemicals, but there's very limited need for supplies, especially around here, which is a bummer, but such is life. So we want clay pits because clay pits need to go into ports, and they also take supplies. I think this one is being used. Yes, kind of. So chemicals, I think chemicals would go in. Hold on. This is where I made a huge mess of this island. So you need chemicals. I guess that's not such a terrible thing. Let's collect all the chemicals is, and you are normal because you're not getting anything. It's either that things are lapsing here or the world's turning into chaos. So on basic, you do 200.k. I am going to leave it with a medium. And let's not clone that. Like I'm sure there are more civilized ways of finding things on this map. Damn it. Can't see shit. Okay. So what I want to do, I'll keep this pinned. Go. But I'm just casually going to collect chemicals from everywhere for the time being, where everywhere equals 112. Okay, it's even worse. Always conscious that I shouldn't be humming because I'm listening to music where you obviously don't hear it and then I sound like a total idiot. But again, I can't hook in my music, partially because I'm not convinced everyone's interested and partially because YouTube would kick my backside. or licensing related stuff. So starts aren't going to be particularly efficient. This 126, they're all rubbish. I could just use this. So clone, go away. Skip. I know before anyone points out that I could just use the map, but that would be sensible. And yeah. And while it would be sensible, I've been complaining direly over the course of time that the map is busy. I mean, the screen is busy, not so much the map. So the fewer items I have, the better it is. Okay, so that kind of does the chemicals. Good. I then want to look at pits, and we have 3 pits. Pixies. So with pits, I'm in a bit of a conundrum because well, ultimately the problem is that we have 3 pits, 5 ports, if not 6, including this one. So you're still normal. I mean, I'm actually tempted to just bring it all here. In fact, that is precisely what I'm going to do, including when the goods is being picked up from here. So the reason why everything's losing us money is because, yes, because up until now, there was nothing being manufactured. So I know this is not the right spot, but well, I could just do it properly, couldn't I? So someone was asking a few days ago why I don't do this. Why do I use the map? Why I don't just zoom out, because I can zoom out. Because this is so much cleaner. So I want the pit. And I want let's see. Play. So I'm just kind of going to use this. Do I? Yeah, just use this. Pit. Waterside. Go. And then here we need that's 180, that's a bit more sensible, and that's 252. Actually, the 252 is not bad because I could send some of the engineering supplies here and to the 180, and then that's kind of, I don't want to name that. Yeah, so let's get some bigger clay boats. I don't know why these are so large. Down you go, buddies. Down you go. Once. Lol. They will eventually sort themselves out. Again, if you have not been watching that much, we are not getting any more ships. So we're playing Squid 8 Fish. And the last ship ever was 4 years ago. Clay. Yes, I want clay here. So, oopsie. Come on. So this is what we have. Oh, there you are. Naughty, naughty. Right, so that solves the pit. And then what I'll do, as I said, I'll get the engineering supplies kind of scattered around. So I still want to do the coal mine and the iron mine. I mean, it's not just that I want to do, we have to anyway. But engineering boats. And again, just in case you're not watching, I only have small and very small engineering boats because once you supply enough for gung ho, there's actually no, apart from the money element, there's no benefit to having more supplied. So it's just pointless. I don't think we need 3. I did not want that. I really did not want that. I don't care. I just need 1 to be in here. So that's the 2 pits kind of being covered with or by engineering supplies. So the next one will be, I had 2 coal mines. Yes. Just take it from here and go 160 split rubbish. The very bad layout. Well, it's not that the layout's bad, it's that I'm stupid. Ah, sugar. You kind of hate me, but not enough. Good. I don't particularly care about this one. This is just poor. Although I could just do that. And I'm not going to double on that one. Money-wise, it's going to be rubbish. If there's a concept of negative rubbish, then it's going to be negative rubbish. Yeah, it's much better. So I took this. I don't think I took this. It's just chemicals. Yeah, what's negative rubbish? I'll take 3 because it's actually a bit of a distance. And I think the iron mine might kind of... Yeah, don't press delete. Have I? I have. Must have. Yes, just hasn't gotten here yet. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, people-wise, we're okay. Oh, the other thing. Now I'm going to press delete. The other thing is we didn't actually connect the islands into anything. They work. Or have we? No. Or yes? No. Passengers. I have not. Good work. Not that they care. Well, they don't have a choice, most of all. So I'm just going to make it convenient, go between here and here, really. It's not the bestest, but so once it hooks in, I think it will, yeah. I know it looks terrible, but it's not new. In theory, automatic timetabling should automatically get this all sorted. Yeah, it is new. I'm just an idiot. Right, so where was I? Yeah, so we need to hook in the actual mines and send their contents here. So what we'll do, I'm actually tempted to have a large, just because why not? Give me, these are terrible. Like, if we'd only get 13, why not medium? It will get replaced because it's yellow. And all this should bump up. Yeah, auto replace is on, which is good. This is still rubbish, but I just casually give up. Or not. Okay, so I kind of said I want to clone a medium boat. And go from here to there. Probably have two of them, and then clone one that's not shared orders and go. So that does everything apart from the iron mine. I was set for time 160, and I think I said I was casually ignoring this in terms of why. We haven't gotten here yet. I know that's there, but we haven't gotten there, and I'm kind of trying to go one by one, island-wise. Okay, for iron mine, 16% supported. What the F are we doing? Goods large. Oh, well, clearly I'm sending it in. Why would I do that? Hold on. No, you need to come here, buddy. What the hell are you? So I obviously know that there's capability in the game to warn if something is in loss, making loss, but I don't bother with it because half of our things are making loss. Okay, I am now a little. This takes 450. I do think we need one more. And then for the 5 millionth time, I don't mind. Because this is not being. Yeah, just get a medium. Even that's a slight overkill, possibly. Mm. Figure. So that kind of finishes off all the non-food things. I think that kind of reminds me of two things. There's one fish harbor and some fishing grounds, and I'm reasonably sure that we're not covering any of these. Okay, well, we get on with whatever's edible. So that's what I mean. Screen gets very busy. I think what most other people do on YouTube, this is not particularly sensible, is it? Is that they have a spare monitor, which I don't really. Yeah, rubbish. This less rubbish. Okay. Well, I do actually have a spare monitor, but it's not hooked onto the laptop, and my spare monitor is 34 inches, and it's kind of yeah, not really what we want, because the point of a spare monitor in this particular context would be that it's HD, precisely HD. So having an ultra wide, I don't speak England today, monitor is counterproductive. I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, apart from, oh, these are being used, so hold on, this is not 36. If this was any less, it would be negative fish making. Two. There you go. Now it's done, and let's just get another one because why not? And 43% occupancy is actually not bad. So yeah, well, you know, if I ever get to be a zillionaire, I'll buy lots of monitors. Until then, this is not going to fly, is it? Because we basically have a consumer and a provider in the same place. Which won't help anyway, because we still have a consumer and a provider here with the shop. This is just bad layout. Okay, so what we'll do, you guys are already gung-hoing. I don't know. I have no idea. It's obviously not doing anything. I don't think we need that much. Also, these are just underrated or over. 21, 23, okay, fine. 50, you bump up, although I'm guessing some of these are full load. 48. 20 is borderline rubbish, but it's making reasonable money, so. lot of you get serviced because this is just chaos. I really don't like these shitty old boats, but the problem I have is that, yeah, they're ancient beyond belief, and they're still like super reliable. There haven't really been proper replacements for them. Oh, come on. Anyway, instead of me complaining non-stop, get a copy of this. And then what I will want to do is clean everything. Go from here to here, but what I want is to make sure that this is actually picking stuff up. Well, I mean, just, yeah, that should be fine. It can't do much else. You haven't actually figured it out yet. Fine. So iron mine, can we just do a quick 46? It's doing something. Windy head. Pick bottom. At least now they don't hate me instead these guys hate me. I don't actually care. This is being used. If this is being used, then this shouldn't be here because otherwise I'm going to think it's not being used. Are you still pretty dreadful? Less so. Okay. Tentatively looks okay. Right, let's think about all these food places because we still have 20 odd minutes. So I have, right, let's see if we can combine stuff. You have 2 days, stockyard. So none really, because these won't fit under one dock. Oh well. Okay, dairy farm we have plenty. Orchards we have somewhat fewer. Yeah, just use this. Yeah, I'm just going to use this too. Just want to check I haven't clicked out in a stupid way. No. Sometimes I click out of the screen and then it totally Fs up my resolution. But And then this will be okay, it takes cows. Fine. Still don't know why it's a horse market, but like culturally, eating horses is totally normal in large parts of the world. But I'm reasonably sure that okay, so TT was originally modeled after stereotypical English towns, right? This is where I'm going to have problems because you are going to overlap. Ah, sugar. So actually, if it was here, it wouldn't overlap. Hold on. Put that back. Put that back, or so God help me. Supply sand. Okay, that's actually not bad. So I was about to say that TT Classic was modeled, temperate climate was modeled on the typical English towns. Which in turn obviously means that the concept of eating horse wouldn't fly too well because it's a bit of a no-no in the UK. Where a bit is quite obviously a big effing no-no. And that's not going to work. Like, I don't know. It was more than 10 years ago now. It was more like 15. Yeah, some such. That there should be plenty choice for the boats. It's about 15 odd years ago. There was the horse meat scandal in the UK. And essentially what happened was that they found that in one of the major grocery stores, suppliers or the stores, anyway, stuff that was labeled as beef contained horse, where contained means it was like 1% odd. And we need that small cow thing here because it's obviously going to go from here to here and it's never going to make money. So it was a huge thing. Absolutely huge livestock. Lol, all of these are rubbish. You know what? Fuck it. I need to set it because it's obviously not replacing. Put that down. Meteor becomes with gift. Go get serviced. But one of the hilarious elements was that the it's not the health and safety authority. I don't actually know what they were at the time, but anyway, they ordered some big time checking of meats, and they found that in whichever burger, and this was not vegan stuff, by the way. It's like, well, the good news is there's no horse meat in the beef burger. Bad news is there's no meat whatsoever in the beef burger, and it was like, lol. idiots. Okay, that will do. So let's focus on putting livestock. So anything that's 22 items of livestock. Yeah, make 2. So this one does 135, so yeah, it's kind of fine. And that covers these 4-ish. So then I need an actual stopping place here. Probably not the best location, but hey. So the way this whole horse meat thing came was that this is a horse market, but you know, this is livestock. And so, you know, if this is modeled after England, then the consumption of horses is not likely. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I could probably just do a bigger boat, but yeah, that would be sensible. So we'll still need to deal with farm supplies and actually just getting, well, we need to deal with a whole bunch of other things. We need to deal with the orchard and milk, not necessarily in that order. So, which gives me a terrible premonition that, no, this is a stockyard. Okay, fine, not a total idiot. So I know this is making food, and I know that we're not taking the food yet, but I have a limited number of heads. So let's look at dairy farms. In fact, let's look at dairies. So that one can come here. This is not going to work, is it? Because it needs one more space. No, it doesn't. Fine. So we just want the milk. And I think what I should have done actually is just get one large and pick up everything, which would have been significantly more sensible. So that's precisely what we'll do. You. What are you doing? Okay, this is okay, all of you. Get soaked. What we'll do here is sugar. Okay, I don't need this much crap. 1, 2. So this is precisely what I should have done a moment ago. I don't think at all. Never. It's an overkill. Nah. Okay, so that covers this. Now I want to start getting rid of this food. We'll kind of use the same logic because I'm just going to check that this is happening. Okay, fine. So we pick this one up and go just to our favorite spot here. Okay. So that covers everything from farming supplies and orchard stuff. Well, half of orchard stuff because the other half we've dealt with. I'm so not into agriculture. Why would one have why would one have pigs in an orchard? £800. Award winning. So we want this and cider mill. I'm going to use that cider mill. Or do I? Yeah, why not? Variety. Or do I? Decisions. I don't need this. amount of crap on my screen. So obviously that was a no, by the way, because I'm not going to use that cider mill. So with alcohol, it doesn't make an awful lot of difference. It needs to go someplace, which will be here. I mean, food could also come here, but there's no benefit, and we're not using city growth scripts because they always cause issues. In thoroughly reverse order, we'll get the alcohol out first, even though there's no alcohol. That's not too bad because then I'll finish this stuff and then we'll be kind of done with the episode 2. And we'll just make a copy. And just casually checking the map or my empire, whatever you want to call it. So I'll just do exactly the same thing. I'll just have one boat, pick both of the places up, and that's it. Farm supplies. Loot. I still think small's enough. Like, pick up here. And pick up here. Drop off there. And this is, yeah, this doesn't need to be here. Lol. So just my music stopped. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Makes zero difference. I said this early in the game, but it's kind of been tested out. So I just want one of these. Come here. You do very little. Fine. Let's do zoomies. Because now's the moment to do that. And okay, so I think we're mostly done with the island apart from farming supplies. So I'm going to kind of leave it here. And then next time where is it? I was about to say we'll do this, but this is done. So we'll start looking at these two. And that. We still have a few minutes, so there's a port. Fishy. 2 towns. Port. Okay, this is not too bad because I don't need to deal with half of this rubbish. Port. Okay. It's not bad. I mean, we've done a good job at chopping through this whole island. I'll give you that. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, as always, and I shall hopefully see you next time around. Any thoughts, comments? Please let me know. Hope you like that, and bye bye.